0. Hello, everybody! Welcome to our second game of the morning. This is Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pumpkin King.
Woo!
This is the 2005 Metroidvania released for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance that we all played. We all know about. I don't know even how to tell you about this game. I will
Everyone's
anyway.
favorite game. Tim Burton's Jack Skellington Adventure number 57.
Oh god. Alright, so I'm getting... My audio is a split second behind the actual game audio. Because I'm getting it through the secondary capture. Anyway, let me introduce my couch real quick, because we're already absolutely zooming. With us is friend to all, Doug. You there? There you are.
I thought he was referring to me, as I am a friend to Doug's.
Also with me is Meredith, who is also a friend to all. There she is.
Specifically to Doug's.
Yeah, no, this is me gaming, right? We are gaming extremely hard right now.
Wow, it's like you're a real gamer.
Because, right, you know, we all played this. And fun fact, so this is a speedrun, because otherwise we just don't have enough time to actually show you anything in this game. As such, we're not going to be collecting most of the optional doodads. I will describe to you what speedrun tech exists as we go. And this is, I think, a good time to talk about why I started playing this game at all.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why'd the English look all squiggly?
The English look all squiggly because we are playing the Japanese card. Oh, I messed up the... Alright, it's fine.
I did this to you.
Yeah, so we're playing the Japanese card, and I'll talk about why I'm playing Japanese card in a minute. But I am going to... No, I'm not gonna kill.
Mojo, you're correct. All of his movements are extremely unnerving. I don't know how Matt knows where the hitboxes are and aren't, because he's huge.
Yeah, so I had a like nostalgic hit in the summer of last year, and I was thinking like, man, I played this game when I was a teenager. I wonder what the speedrun looks like. And I looked it up, and there wasn't one. No one had ever speedrunned this game. And I was like, well, that's wrong. Well, I'm gonna do it then. I'm just gonna speedrun this game. So I, took a month or two, and I played through the game a couple of times, and then I recorded the speedrun. And I was like, great. And then I submitted it to Speedrun Archive, the speedrun.com, like, official location. And I said, I want a page for this game, and here's my full recorded run. And it took me this long. Here are the categories. And a little while later, they got back to me, and they said,
no!
They said, your entry has been rejected because the page already exists. And I said, no, it doesn't. And I went and I took a look, and it turns out that somebody else had the exact same idea as me within a week of me, and had submitted their game to speedrun.com several days before I did.
I wonder if that person
was
in chat.
Holiday Wither, who is in chat, is the world record holder for this game. And he and I are the two speedrunners for this game.
Hi, Wither.
We haven't had anyone else submit a time yet, but we'll get there. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even talk about, so we were going so fast. The mayor of the town is very upset about how many bugs have shown up, and as such has given us a defense mechanism. It is a frog gun. It shoots noxious gas, and it is our primary way of defending ourselves against large evil bugs.
We have it because frog's breath exists in the movie, but also, I kind of just wish the frog chomped him.
Yeah.
Because he is a frog. Maybe he's picky.
Yeah, it's just that I have the frog gun. Later on, I'm going to be getting several other weapons. We're going to get the batarang, and we're going to get the explosive pumpkin. The explosive pumpkin is basically the equivalent of the missile. I'm damage boosting
Except
a lot.
You throw it like you're playing
Don't
softball.
worry about it. I know where all of the full heal saves are. Somewhat unusual for a speedrun, I'm going to be occasionally saving, because there are very dangerous parts of this game. Yeah, I don't want to an hour in be like, sorry, we died to Graveyard 3.
Sorry, we had to do the pumpkin patch.
Right.
Again.
Yeah, we'll talk all about Pumpkin Patch 2 when we get to Pumpkin Patch 2.
And this is Jack's house, right?
Yeah, so we're an hour in my house.
You remember how big it was from the movie?
Yeah. They don't really show you much of Jack's house in the movie, so...
But apparently it's a platforming nightmare.
Oh, absolutely. And here's his Punisher skull. You know, he loves the Punisher.
Zivai has asked if there are a lot of ladders, because the animation ladder is real creepy. Compared to other animations, there's not a lot, but they're certainly present and not going to be able to sneak away from you.
That ledge... Oh no! I know exactly why, and I will fix it. It's because you are going through the desktop audio. The desktop audio is muted because that's how you're hearing the game. I'm afraid I'm going to have to remove your hearing the game privileges.
Can I do that for you?
It will take one second here. I'll just... Yeah, it's... Mute the...
Speedrunning, which means you can't tell me how to do it.
My entire brain is running at 1,000% right now.
I understand. I couldn't read screen names yesterday,
okay.
so I get it.
Doug, you should now be audible.
I should now be audible.
Alright, thank you all for letting me know that Doug was not audible. He should now be audible. I apologize to Doug, who can no longer hear Danny Elfman tunes as rendered on a Game Boy Advance.
Now Doug and I are
true,
because I can't hear it either.
Okay.
Beans.
Anyway, so we got trapped in our own house, and that's a real bummer. But we did find our cool dog named Zero. And Zero is going to help us navigate out of our house by going through our chimney.
Should I show everyone our Zero?
If you can, yeah, if you want to. So, how exactly getting our dog to climb through the chimney allows us to escape the house is never really explained. But here is our little F-Zero section.
This is awesome, actually. What are you collecting? Shrunken heads?
Oh, yeah. So the health pickups that increase how many total health bars you have are shrunken heads, and the health pickups that increase how much health you have right now are dead fish. They are fish skeletons.
Okay, sure. Fish Skellington is Jack Skellington's brother.
Yes. Alright.
I love the Mode 7 we got going on there.
It's a pretty good-looking Game Boy Advance game. Also, you'll notice that there are all these, like, signs with big arrows on them telling me where to go.
Pretty handy.
I will say I am broadly on this game's side. I think that they did a pretty good job. It was very clearly a very constrained development time. But boy, it is an inelegant solution to put a literal signpost all over your map to tell the players where to go.
That she was expecting an actual pet when I said I was going to go get Zero. And I'm sorry that I let you down. Just know that when we do eventually have a pet, I will inundate you every time with pictures.
Yeah, so we're getting out of the first couple sections of the game here. Now that we have Zero, who is a very important upgrade because he allows us to take those little paths, which allows us to like zoom around, and we have our first weapon. Pardon?
Also because we love him.
Yeah, also because we love him. He's our sweet, sweet boy. If you play it casually, Zero's nose lighting up means there is a secret nearby.
Oh, that's fun.
So we're going to Dr. Finkelstein's lab. And
also, I hope everyone loves the walking through a porthole animation as much as I do. It's so sassy, and I'm never ready for it.
Mm-hmm. It's very good.
I'm a little nervous about that. About the lack of not going in a chair there. So here's a fun little skip. This is a little bit hard, but I think it looks cool. You can just barely... There we go.
Nice.
Skip
well
that.
Done.
Skip most of that room. I'm gonna get this guy because...
Why did that slug have bones?
So that slug had a bone because that slug always has a bone because unusually for a Metroidvania, enemies have fixed drops. I know exactly what any enemy is going to drop when they die.
Even with pumpkins?
Yep.
Oh, I had misremembered that. I thought that one of the berries you had earlier to like some of the bosses that need super duper pumpkins was that you didn't know where all the pumpkins were.
No, I know precisely where all the pumpkins are.
That's a nice feather in your cap.
Yeah, this is good for speedrunning. The one time in the game that we are going to ignore the sign, we're going to go over here because we need the batarang. And I'm going to pick up a couple of little safety health drops because we like to bash our face into things just everywhere in this game. Because it's faster than dealing with them. So there's another health pickup here.
Congratulations on fixing the couch situation again, Lemon. I hope that your ankles feel better.
So here's the batarang. We got it because we literally walked into Dr. Finkelstein's lab and took it from him.
Well, Dr. Finkelstein's a jerk, so heck him.
Yeah, we have committed...
He's a bad dad and a recluse, and he doesn't help around town.
We've committed Finkelstein theft. we are not going to be using the Batarang very much, because the Batarang is not as powerful as Frog's Breath. Let's see if I can get this. Nope.
Sorry for the
Dragon.
sniffles throughout stream.
Ah.
I did makeup for the first time, and it made my husband his powders. So that'll
You got stuck in dung.
I did. So the dung beetles in this game are have really bizarrely huge hitboxes. They will like drag you down if the absolute 1 pixel from your ankle is like rushing by them in the air and vacuum you in. And it's-
The little face was just very funny.
I love
stuck your head
his
out.
little sad face. Yeah.
Holiday Wither has chastised me for talking bad about the Doctor, and I want to know Holiday Wither's perspective on him.
Okay, so actually, I haven't died in a while fighting the snake, but I have died fighting the snake before.
Mojo has pointed out that Doug is louder than everything, which is not painful, just imbalanced. And I
I've-
envy you guys, because Doug's so quiet, and I keep talking over him, and I'm sorry, Doug.
Oh no. Well, I had turned myself down on this end to help, but if I'm already quiet for you, I will not do that instead.
Yeah, I can fiddle a little with the audio balance. I'll actually have an opportunity to fiddle with the audio balance after this game, after this boss, because there is a big unskippable cutscene every time you kill a boss. So this is a
Oh,
snake.
great.
Clearly.
We have some fun dialogue that we skipped when we come in here of Jack being like, "Oh, Dr. Finkelstein, I loved your new pet," and Dr. Finkelstein's like, "That's not my pet," and then he's just attacked by a snake. So you can hit this guy from the back of his mouth with batarangs sometimes. I say sometimes because it can be really inconsistent when you get to actually hit him.
If you hit
Can you
me
not
in the
frog
back of
him?
the jaw with anything,
You
I'd
can't.
go down.
He is
so.
immune to frog, which he's the only enemy immune to frog. He's only vulnerable to bats.
That's because Snake.
Because snake hate bat. Oh, fireball. We can't hit
Snake.
him during fire.
Snake
Wither
eat
has let us
frog,
know
but
that,
not bat.
From his perspective, Dr. Finkelstein is not good, not bad. He's neutral.
Okay, there we
Which
go.
I say, yes, but he's a jerk. I wouldn't want him to be my neighbor. I'm not saying he's a villain. I just don't like him as a person.
I'm going to turn down my desktop audio a little bit here. And that should rebalance Doug. And I'm
see
going
how
to
much
turn
I'm
up
slouching.
my game audio a little bit.
Patch 2.0, I've been rebalanced.
Okay. Yeah, the snake, we threw 10 bats at it, and then it lit fire. And now it's gone. And Dr. Finkelstein's like, you can keep the batarang,
I'd
it's
also
fine.
set myself on fire if you threw bats at me. Out of joy, because I love bats.
Alright, so, we are in the sort of early game process, Duck Beetle, of collecting our weapons that we are going to use throughout the game. We are pretty linearly just hopping from weapon to weapon. We have a donation.
Me too.
Brass Beastly has donated $20,
Oh.
and they say $10 for me, $10 from Hargren. He asked me to spot him for a cheese platter. Wish me luck.
That's a fellow D&D player. Hargren is his dwarven cleric. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for doing that. Thanks for donating to Direct.
Since we've had the donation and we haven't yet given people the reminder of what we are raising money for, we're raising money for Direct Relief, whose cheat sheet I'm going to pull up because even though I love them very much, I don't have it memorized.
Yep. Alright, so yeah, we are on our way now to the Pumpkin Patch, and in the Pumpkin Patch we will get explosive bullets. You can talk about Direct Relief.
Awesome. So Direct Relief is a humanitarian organization. They're active in 50 states and more than 80 countries, and they have a mission to improve the health and lives of people affected by poverty and emergencies. They are currently working very hard for COVID-19 response relief, and they are working in overdrive to get protective gear and critical care and medications to as many health workers as possible, as quickly as possible. And they have delivered more than 46 million N95 surgical masks, more than 8 million gloves, and more than 2 million face shields, and tens of thousands of protective suits and other items to help safeguard health workers since January 2020. So they are a very wonderful organization who we are raising money for today. So anytime that you want to make sure that your cheese platter for your D&D character goes towards a very good cause. Do we have any sort of incentives this week?
No.
Makes sense.
We are going so fast
The
that
incentive is charity.
yeah, we do not have time to pick up any extra goodies. If, for whatever reason, we find ourselves at the end of this ahead of schedule, we can maybe go pick up some trinkets or even play some minigames. Because you do unlock some minigames in this,
That might be fun.
yeah.
Mojo has also mentioned that the game is now a touch loud compared to you and I, so next
Okay.
time you have a victory Kirby dance, we
Yeah.
might want to fiddle with that.
That won't be for a little bit, but I know a good opportunity.
Is it painful, Mojo, or just unideal? I'm assuming from the use of touch that it's just unideal.
Those little acid bugs actually do more damage than almost any other enemy in the game. They do 3 pips of damage per little droplet of acid or rush of the knee.
They look so much like little hand puppets.
It's true.
I've forgotten how beautiful this game is also.
It's
The
very,
assets are all impeccable.
very pretty. Also, we're going to go kill this big plant monster. These 3 plant monsters are collectively sort of messing with a very big pumpkin, which is trapped over a character whose name I believe is Corpse Kid.
Nice.
I'm going to turn down the game audio very quickly now, before I in somewhere that requires a whole ton of attention. And let's turn down the Elgato. There.
Nice, butt spot.
Thanks, you butt spot. You mentioning Corpse Kid has reminded me that my favorite background character is just the Wolfman, because he seems like a nice boy. And I wanted to ask Doug if you had any favorites.
In that specifically in the game,
No,
or
In
the movie.
This game,
or in the
aren't, like,
film?
yeah,
Named.
this game
Oh, that aren't
absolutely
named.
just burglarizes everything it can from the movies.
It's not really
Is-
burglarizing, it's a licensed game.
Yeah.
Does the guy who calls him Bone Daddy, does he have a name?
Oh yeah, I like that guy. I don't remember his name.
That guy's
I
great.
don't remember that guy. Is
Oh,
he
he-
like the band?
Yeah, he's the saxophone player in the jazz band.
I do love the jazz band.
I
That's
like
a good pick.
I like the little skull man and the accordion in the jazz band. Or maybe he's in
Yeah.
the drum, I don't know.
Why are you feeling so low, baby?
Yeah, I didn't talk at all about the plot of this game, but it is actually a prequel to the movie, and
Ooh.
it involves Oogie Boogie's initial assault on Halloween Town. And
His rise to power.
right, where someone's like, Jack Skellington's thinks it's all that. Well, whatever. Well, I'm gonna show him I'm a pumpkin, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So here's our we have missiles now, and those are our missile doors. We just have big pillars of pumpkin tiles that we need to get through, and it is
Ooh,
way
and
faster.
an E-tank.
Yeah, we got another E-tank on the way. We're actually going to get a total of 6 of them. Only one of them is actually out of our way. It's the one that we got right at the beginning. The others are, like, exactly on the path, and turns out pretty much exactly as much help as you need. If you want to beat the game. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a handy thing about throwing pumpkins in this game, which is it's kind of slow to do it on the ground, and it's a little bit slow to do it on the air, but if you do it in the air and then land immediately, you can throw them very quickly. This is going to come up a lot in the final boss. It's also going to come up a lot in the mandatory stealth section when we come back here, which
Ooh.
is... we'll have a lot of words about that.
Wait, can Jack Metroid crawl?
No.
Only in specific
Well, okay,
situations.
kind of. So there's a very light piece of tech, which we haven't found a use for in the speedrun yet. Usually when you crouch, you can't move.
Okay.
Oh, that wasn't... is this... I always mess this up. That was not a ladder for suckers, that was a real ladder. I always overshoot it. So you just do this, right? However, if you are throwing bats while you are crouching and holding forward, you could do something that I've come to call a bat wiggle, which is you will move forward by about a half or a third of a pixel. This allows you to do really, really precise movement, and allows you to ever so slowly inch forward while crouching. Unfortunately, I haven't found any uses for this yet, because there is a later thing which is analogous to the morph ball that you can't bat wiggle your way through, which is unfortunate. Here's a room that we need 11 pumpkins for, and I was keeping count, we were fine. Usually this is really harrowing, but if you know how to do this, then
I wanted to
pretty
bring
fast.
attention to a chat thing real quick.
yeah.
Holiday Wither has mentioned that that wall was for suckers, And Wither, I just wanted to let you know that your message was withheld for hostility for a hot second, and it highlighted suckers, and I was like, oh no, someone's being mean at the 6th birthday party.
We're being bullied.
We are. I'm being
Wither is bullying us.
I'm being skeleton bullied. Otherwise, yeah.
Is being skeleton bullied when someone's like, you have bad bone structure. I don't like your cheeks.
It must be. So there's Corpse Kid. Corpse Kid stuck in a box, and Lock, Shock, and Barrel kidnapped him. They're going to be sort of the secondary antagonists of this game, and they
That's
are.
the name of the tub kids are called Lock, Shock, and Barrel?
Shock, Lock, and Barrel. Yeah.
Shock, Lock, and Barrel.
Shock is the witch, Lock is the devil, and Barrel is the skeleton.
That's incredible.
Corpse Kid has just given us a mini game.
Oh, this is Corpse Kid?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
No, his eyes are sewn shut. He's very spooky.
I don't like him very much.
These...
But I also don't actually like most of the background characters in Nightmare Before Christmas. I actually don't like it that much.
We have been tricked by Shock, Lock, and Barrel, and we've fallen down a hole, but our nice dog is going to get us out by navigating through this...
I like to think that because we're very long, since our limbs are so long, we couldn't crawl through here because our legs are too long. But if we just hold on to the back of his sheet and kind of just get real straight, he can just drag us through. That's what I think's happening here.
Yeah, 3 or 4 of these shrunken heads we pick up are in 0 tunnels.
Oh, nice.
Which is really handy, because you can't skip them. And it's also really handy because if for whatever reason you missed one, which is not likely, these are not really that hard. You do have to go through all of them more than once, so you have a chance to get it on the way back if you don't get it the first time.
Welcome back, Epsilon, and Brass Beastly has retitled this to Tim Burton's Space Harrier.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I do love that Tim's name is on here, even though he had nothing to do with this.
No.
There was there's a Netflix show, which is like the movies that made us, and they had a Halloween section, and Matt and I one day were bored and didn't want our brains to do anything, and also it was near Halloween, so we were like, let's watch the one about The Night Before Christmas. And it was very vindicating to me when essentially everyone they interviewed was like, oh yeah, this part that Meredith doesn't like, that's because Tim made us do that. And I'm like, gosh darn, Tim! He would just come in, complain, kick a wall, and leave, and then he'd do the same thing the next month. He kicked a wall twice. Broke a whole hole in the wall because he wore steel-toed boots because he's a weirdo.
Well, he loves kicking walls. You need the boots for that.
Apparently.
That is probably why he has them, as opposed to just like some military-style, not steel-toed boots.
So,
Yeah.
one brief mention of the mechanics here. We're in Graveyard now. It's Graveyard 1. Graveyard 1 mostly involves hitting these bells to activate these ghosts because they are intangible unless you ring the bell.
Because they are for whom the bell tolls.
Right, and then you ring the bell, and now you can stand on them.
I love that they're just like lounging.
Yeah, they're rare usage of the battering. Yeah, they're just kind of hanging out, and they're cycle based, and their cycles are somewhat unpredictable, and their hitboxes are really weird because you can't stand on all of them. You can just stand on most of them. Their tails are too skinny.
I'd like to point out, Argatlam, I'm not saying that everyone who wears steel-toed boots are weird. I'm saying Tim Burton has no reason to have steel-toed boots, and they're clearly just for violence.
You can't hit
My
that.
father also has steel-toed boots. I grew up in a cow town. I know that they're necessary in some places.
You can hit that bell with Frog Gun if you jump very precisely.
You can hit that bell to subscribe.
True.
Notable mechanic is, like many other platformers, you jump higher if you are running, if you have more horizontal momentum.
That's
And
fair.
also, you almost never have a reason to shoot your frog gun on the ground if you are, like, a Taz.
Oh, I don't love his regular crouch animation.
I love it because it's so spider that it doesn't trigger the like, ooh, spooky spider for me. It triggers like, ooh, they made it like a spider. How clever. Whereas some of the other ones I'm like, that's kind of like a spider. I don't know
It's
why
just a little-
it being more arachnid-like makes it less spooky to me.
It's a little threatening. He's like, I'm gonna get
It's
you.
It's a little threatening, yeah. We do have one other movement upgrade. Although, like all of the movement upgrades in this game, it is highly contextual, which is somewhat unfortunate. But I think it's woven into the level structure, and I think it works. This is a ghost. He doesn't have a name. I call him Wilt, and I call him Wilt because when you activate him, he lets you stretch. Now we are very tall.
Because
Oh,
of the
no.
basketball man, or because of the imaginary friend named after the basketball?
Because of the basketball man who was extremely tall.
Okay, that's less fun.
Yeah, so when we activate Wilt, we can stretch up very high, and then we can activate the monkey bars. But we can't use monkey bars otherwise.
I'd
Kind of like the grapple beam.
Huh? Yeah.
And now that we have the ability to become very tall in a very specific situation, we're going to go fight a big bug about it.
Another thing about how pretty this game is that I really appreciate is it's very smart and clever that they've made not his outline, it is his outline, but it's working as kind of like his highlight shade, blue, and then they've not put it anywhere else because he still feels like he fits because the blue makes him kind of like moonlit and spooky, but it also helps him pop. It's just really good design on this game.
Yeah. So this is the Grasshopper. The Grasshopper is the third boss, and there's going to be a bit of a gap between the third boss and the fourth boss. The Grasshopper has an attack that we want it to do, because as soon as it grabs us, it'll move to the next phase. Come on. And that is way easier and faster to hit it. Also, notably, it is... Yeah?
Well, listen, is there like electricity on the walls that you can use the grapple beam on whenever it grabs you?
I wish. No, instead we're going to just be hitting it from the back of its head, and luckily, because we grabbed that one extra skull, we can kind of just bully it and not worry that much about taking a lot of damage.
I love that the little baby locusts, their animation is like they're swimming through the air. It's so cute. I also didn't expect as many people as we have in chat being disconcerted by this game, and I don't know if it's just because I've seen you play it for so long that I'm like, none of this is scary, or if it's just because I'm not bothered by spiders anymore and he's just a big spider boy.
It could be. It's just, it even had babies like Dragon did. It is literally the Dragon.
It's just Dragon. It's just Dragon.
I'm going to go make a quick pot of tea. Doug, have fun without me, but not too much.
Oh. I thought you were going to offer me some tea, but that's fine too.
I mean, I can make you a cup and pour one out for a rub.
I can make tea, but not simultaneously.
So, a fun little thing that this game does, as you'll notice, we have actually gone back to the hub world. And the hub world is a level that you only have to go to once. You go to it after the boss fight in Graveyard, and then we're going to get an upgrade. And the upgrade is basically the Morph Ball. The upgrade is actually a pile of leeches, because, you know.
It's gotta be. Why wouldn't it be?
Here's the leeches. The leeches are acting up lately. Usually they only suck blood in like a fun, friendly, cutesy manner, and now they're being all mean about it. And the answer as to why that is happening is because there are these machines which are poisoning the area that the leeches live in, and it's upsetting them deeply. So I have to go blow up these machines.
The gun-powered snake boats are fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's going to actually come up again way, way late game. There's a flying version of that, where you have to like navigate in 2D space fully to meaningfully like get around in the level. You have to like point it up and point it sideways and kind of float. Fun fact: there's like an earlier version of the speedrun where we do a lot of farming in this area to up our pumpkin count, because having a lot of pumpkins makes a couple of the bosses way faster. So here's the first one.
Excellent.
I'm going to take off my headphones for a minute because I need to count beats in the background music.
This is literally just...
Alright, we're ready, and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I messed it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So, those are very hard to do quickly without running yourself out of pumpkins unless you have internalized the timing.
Gotcha. Okay.
It took me a long time to figure out what the timing key was, and the answer is approximately 12 beats of the background music. Or, like, just under. In between, I'm gonna get a little help here, because this place is actually quite scary. It has a lot of acid damage, and the acid does a lot of damage to you.
Yes, as indicated by Wither saying it is the first actually deadly area in the game.
Yeah, this is the first place if you begin speedrunning that you might accidentally die. Which is a bit of a bummer. Oh yeah, hey, Wither, this is new tech, the counting to 11. This is something that was developed during practice for this marathon.
So how different were your initial runs?
Moderately. So the pathing is basically the same because this game is fairly linear. There are a few branching points, and at this point we've kind of consolidated all of the branch points into what is likely the fastest. We discovered, like, oh, you could run around, or you could take a zero shortcut, and zero shortcut's like a little bit faster, things like that. So there are a few extra zero shortcuts that we take that we didn't used to. There are, this one is not the really annoying one, the next one's the really annoying one. I'm gonna turn my volume way up. You're gonna maybe pick it up on the microphone, I apologize for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Alright. It's just, I have lost so many pumpkins to those machines. Because the timing is really unintuitive.
Well, since you turned it up that time, I actually got to hear the beats as well. And
yeah.
So, well done.
Did I get Wilt there? I don't think I did. There we go. No?
Oh, I don't...
yeah, he's up there. Alright.
Oh, he's just chilling.
I love the pseudo waltz of that tune.
Is it in 3/4 time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Turn down a little bit more so you don't get any audio bleed over. You actually don't have to take damage here, but you might as well.
We just like to sometimes.
Oh, now I got hit on the way. Alright, now I actually...
You just gotta break some bones.
I am now in a dangerous enough position that I need to start being careful. That's how you not take damage here, and it's a little bit slower.
That's fair.
So, I have just over 1 health bar, and a lot of your things here are here. I'm going to snag some health here. These are the cool guy jumps. I have never been a full cool guy.
Oh.
I was dating a cool guy all these years.
We have no recorded instances of somebody mastering the cool guy jumps. We have no confirmed cool guys.
Wither have done it, but not recording.
Wither's pretty cool. Turn this game down.
I'd bet money that Wither is in fact a cool guy.
I think Wither's a cool guy. However, he hasn't mastered the cool guy jumps on a live stream, during a speed run, which means he doesn't get the cool guy
Wither
tag.
Says,
in the Discord.
I have done before.
Yeah.
There's a tag.
So if you submit a run where you're a cool guy, you get the cool guy tag on the speedrun Discord.
Is there a 2-person Discord?
There is more than 2 people in the Discord. I'm actually scared enough that I'm going to briefly backtrack and go heal. Oh, that's a save point. Darn it. I never turn around here. But I'm going to be very careful right now because this place is quite dangerous. So yeah, we have a small speedrunning community. There are 2 runners and a bunch of people who are interested in what's happening in the run who are not runners. So if you want the easiest 3rd place of your life, you can speedrun this game, and we have a Discord full of, like, the tech and such. I'm actually going to real quick get a little more health. There we go.
And the, I lost my train of thought.
Bad. Now I ruined my...
Oh, no.
Alright, there we go. This is the really annoying one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I messed it up. Now we're just playing like gut instinct, because...
Oh, yeah, that is real annoying. That's a very short window.
It's very short. You don't have a whole lot of time. I think that's good. Ah! Okay, we're okay. I have wasted, I think, upwards of 20 pumpkins in this zone in, like, really early runs when I hadn't internalized the timing of it yet. That's
is there an easy place to farm pumpkins?
Yes, there is
nearby?
an easy place to farm pumpkin. Not nearby. Actually, basically every enemy in this area drops pumpkins.
You just give them an eyeball?
Okay, so that was not just an eyeball. That was the eyeball of beloved Nightmare Before Christmas character, the Melting Man, who has melted, and that was his eyeball, and he was like, you gotta go find the rest of the Melting Man. He doesn't seem so good. So that's just kind of a little side thing we're gonna be thinking about, is helping out our friend the Melting Man. But yeah, that's Halloween Town. It's not so bad if you have a lot of practice at it, but it can definitely be a run killer. But now we have the Morph Ball. And by Morph Ball, I mean Pile of Leeches. So we're going to go back to Graveyard and use the Morph Ball. Here it is.
Ew. Now you're the Melting Man.
Now we're the Melting Man. Now we're a Pile of Goop. And as a Pile of Goop, you can crawl under these little passages. This is Graveyard 2. Graveyard 2 is, it's a little dangerous, but it's not so bad. Graveyard 3, we are going to come back to Graveyard one more time, is extremely dangerous. So watch out for that. But what we're doing right now, so we just got the goop, and now we are going to go find the rest of the pieces for the mayor's lunch, because he's making soup, and he's out of stuff, and he wants more stuff in the soup. So he's like, if you could just go find me some soup. And I'm like, yeah, I'll find you some soup. So we're gonna go find the mayor's some soup. And
So now you're playing Twilight Princess.
now we're playing Twilight Princess. Right. Here we are. This is actually the ice dungeon, too, because all those little white areas are ice, and you have no traction on them. Or rather, you would have no traction on them, except if you do a little itty-bitty hop, you are immediately at full speed when you land. So you
Nice.
don't need to worry about that. I didn't make the
ways
cycle.
to mitigate ice physics. That's great.
Yeah, that's an extremely tight cycle that I don't think I've ever gotten. If you very precisely jump and attack, you can get the bell and just barely land on the ghost, I think. I've never seen it done, but it always feels like you should be able to do it. There is one very minor optimization for me to make. How many pumpkins do we have? I think we have about... We don't quite have enough pumpkins for me to want to use them, but here's a Headless Horseman whose head is a brain. It's just sort of a green glowing brain. I pick it up and, hey, this would be good for the mayor's lunch. No, I apologize.
Ew.
Oh, ew.
I thought
He's
that
just-
they had a line, and that their line was cannibalism. And they wouldn't do that.
That's
Well-
not a human brain.
Yeah, it is! This horseman's a human!
Oh, he was a skeleton. It wasn't even his brain. He was-
He wasn't even like fully headless. It's like he was missing most of the head
He's
stuff,
just
but
skullless.
I would call the brain is just a component of the head.
He's less headless and more brain full.
We're gonna
True.
hop down here
Extremely
real quick.
true.
We're gonna skip this ladder. We're gonna go over here.
I've made some foolproof tea. There's no milk in this one.
Very good.
Excellent.
Yeah, and but right. So we're on our way to get our next movement. Oh, wrong way. There's when we go up, we're gonna have to go right, and I jumped the gun a little bit.
Just trying to save your back.
Yeah. This is where you go right.
A posture check. Thank you.
Well,
Yes.
he was like over here.
I'm doing a speed run hunch.
He was also the melting man.
He was literally off the chair.
So,
I
yeah,
do that all the time.
We're just kind of gooping our way over here
I do love Lil Goopman.
Yeah.
because we got to get in
Yep.
here because there's another headless horseman in here.
So could you
A
have
brainful
wiggle?
No,
bat
you
wiggle
can't. You
through
can't
there?
bat wiggle under those. That's like the first thing I tried. Is like, oh, if you can bat wiggle under those, you can save a lot of time.
That's not a brain.
What's
No,
this
that's
brain made out
we
of?
have some ribs here, or maybe no, these are intestines.
Oh.
And hey, that'd be good
alright.
for mayor's lunch.
A little tripe.
Also, did you guys notice that his horse is like a mummy horse?
I
But it
didn't.
makes
I
him
was.
kind of look like a dog. Looks like he's on like a big German Shepherd.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
I was
go for it.
transfixed by his brain.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah,
the
his-
horse.
His weird long brain.
Yeah, it's I think it's a pile of intestines.
When I was young, I did think that you could like unravel a brain because it looks like it's just one long noodle. So like, if I was a kid playing this game, I'd be like, "Oh, gross! They unraveled the brain."
Heck, okay. If you jump right at the edge of that platform, you can grab halfway up and then hit the bell on the second level instead of the third level and save yourself a cycle.
Holiday Wither has pointed out that this might be a scarecrow horse made of straw.
Could be.
And I would ask, is that because you're thinking of the scene in the movie in which there is a headless horseman caught on fire? Because that's Jack.
Okay, so we have to activate Wilt. We're gonna jump on this ghost here. Wilt is gonna come hang out sorta there-ish, and then we're gonna jump into Wilt and get the monkey bars.
Wilt is one of my favorite Foster characters.
Well, that was a good show.
It was a really good show.
Also,
If
we're
you
playing on a
had-
Japanese card because it might be faster. We haven't
I was
tested
It
talking
it.
might
to my
be.
coworker, and she was
Not a
mentioning
lot of
how,
dialogue.
a woman that we're working with, who's not in our agency, whose name is Tokia, and the way she said it, she like held out the toe, and I just looked at her and I was like, "Did you like Foster's?" And she was like, "Yes." And I was like, "You sounded like Blue," and she just went, "Well, yeah, I'm calling Tokia." It was a very good moment for me.
And we're gonna go.
Goo.
I really
Are those
wish.
leeches?
Yep.
Okay.
They're acid
They're
leeches.
sucking your blood in the fun, friendly way.
Right. you know, like the fun way that leeches suck your blood. Not that mean way they were doing it earlier.
Was that real dialogue or was that you editorial?
That's pretty much real dialogue.
Heck yeah.
Later on, we're going to find a vampire who's lost his insanity. We have to help him get it back.
I feel extremely reasonable.
Yeah, it's great.
And stable. I don't like it.
Oh, I'm trying to skip cutscenes by mashing start.
I've stopped yelling at my wife.
Oh, this guy's got
It's
like a
terrible.
whole sort of look like a raw turkey on his head. I don't remember which body part this is.
Maybe that's the pile of guts, because the last one
That
was
looks like
allegedly the rib.
intestine and liver and
I
stuff.
think it's a pile of skin.
That actually makes more sense.
Anyway,
Wait,
we have a bunch of stuff.
Is this also good for the mare's lunch?
Yeah, that's also good for the mare's lunch. So we're gonna go
Does
get
the mare need to eat a man?
Well, we're gonna go put all the stuff that we got in the mayor's big pot there, because he found a couple of things already, but he doesn't have like a full suit.
This is the worst version of stone soup ever.
And so we're gonna heal on the way to the mayor. Mayor asked us to do a couple of things. He actually asked us to
I
kick
thought
off
you
the
meant
block.
me. It's like I requested nothing.
Here's the mayor. We're gonna put our stuff in the mayor's soup. It turns out, hey, that wasn't soup. That was the melting man.
Oh no!
So the melting man gets out of that, and he's like, I'm not soup. Also, here you can climb up walls now.
So you have his eyeball and his ribs and his skin and his.
Collectively, they made the melting man, and now we can walk up walls that are made of bubblegum.
We had a donation.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I had my cheat sheet up, so I missed that. Let me get it.
We're gonna go this way.
All right, Holiday Wither has donated $50 whole.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Wither. And says, it seems that you're coming up everyone's favorite part of the game, involving everyone's favorite enemy, gnats. I know you love it, and I'm sure you'll have a great time. In all seriousness, keep up the great work. Don't let Oogie bully you in the end. And yes, I am a cool dude.
Thank you, Hollywood.
Yes.
I actually have some very, very precise "don't let Oogie bully me" strats that I worked on this weekend. We're gonna go backwards through this tunnel to get back into the pumpkin patch, because we need to go to pumpkin patch 2, and this is the mandatory stealth section. So I want to
Yes.
before.
Doug has put something good in the chat.
Oh, I can't read it right now.
Naturally.
So, before we get into the mandatory stealth section, I do want to preface and say that, broadly speaking, I am on this game's side, and I like it. The stealth section is bad.
You're playing Pepsi Man right now as well.
Yeah,
See, man.
because now we're going towards the camera. But the stealth
Yeah.
section is slow, it is random, and it is extremely punishing. You will learn all about it. You basically have these cameras who are little gnats with one big eyeball.
Oh
And
dear.
They can see the entire screen at once unless you're standing under a big mushroom. And how long it goes between the gnats' detection phases is effectively random. You can't really predict it. So you just kind of have to always be on the ready for when they are about to try to detect you. And you can imagine how this really throws a wrench in the works of the speedrun, where we want to take the same path every time.
I had a question regarding that.
Yeah.
I know that you've been working on that Taz run for a while. Did you have a plan for how to Taz the gnat?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Did you
my
just
hope-
walk up the wall?
Yeah, so that's the power the Melting Man gave us. We actually have to go this
Oh.
way, not that way.
Oh, because the melting
No.
man's really sticky.
Yes. A lot of these
I would
rooms
argue
look
that
kind
it would
of
be easier for someone who is not melting to walk up a sticky wall, but whatever. I do love his walking wall animation, just, precarious.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say before we do the stealth section, because dying in the stealth section is the actual worst. So we're not just doing the stealth section in universe for fun. We're doing it because we find one of the two witches who are currently brewing a potion, and the witch is brewing a potion is like, oh, I can help you out if you get me the last ingredient for my potion. I need a ghost pepper. So you have to go find a ghost pepper, and the ghost pepper's on the other side of the mandatory stealth section. And when you find the ghost pepper, we'll get to this in a little bit, but the second witch gives it to you, and something happens, and we'll see exactly what it is. This is not a save point. We just saved on you. Here's the first witch. She tells us to go get a ghost pepper for her soup. Yet again, we make soup. Here's the gnat.
Here is the gnat.
He doesn't see us. Well, he might see us. When he starts glowing red, he's about to scan you. We're going to see how
Seems
far.
reasonable.
Yeah, we're going to see if we can make it to a very specific point in this room before he scans us. We can't quite get that far, but we can get here. Sometimes you can get to the next mushroom on the first pass. But yeah, you just have to wait and then go again.
Which does mean you get to see Jack's fun idle animations, but I don't think it's a worth it trade-off. One of my favorite idle animations of Jack is when he tries to play with Zero, but Zero is sleeping. He's like, come on, let's play with the toy. And he's like, Dad, I'm tired. So,
you can skip 2 of those mushrooms if you jump, which is nice.
That is nice.
I did want to poll chat. Do we have anyone in chat from the Pumpkin King Discord?
Maybe. I think we have a couple people who are in the Pumpkin King Discord who are tuning into the marathon. So this room is the really bad room.
It's the worst.
This is the really worst horrible killer room because it takes a really, really long time in the second half. The first half is okay. It's not so bad. It has this missile door that I think it wants you to have to do in 2 passes, but you can do it in 1 if you know how to fast throw pumpkins. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. Okay. So you'll notice that we have a little goop puddle there. And you may have correctly deduced that we now need to do this stealth section in goop form, which is just unbearably slow. So we need to hope, we need to cross our fingers that... come on. Also, if you tap up at any point, you get out of the thing, and I'm playing on a GameCube, which has a very sensitive D-pad.
Yeah. So
we need to hope that the cycles on the mushrooms line up, because the mushrooms move faster than we do in goop form.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. So if, for whatever reason, the mushrooms are not cooperating fully, and we can't get between the 2 of them fast enough, we just have to do the room over. See, there's the next one. I don't think we can get it.
Oh, it's running.
This
gracious.
is such a run killer, because if these RNG cycles don't line up well, it can cost you literally minutes. I think we can
Come
get
on,
there.
mushroom. Come on, mushroom.
Okay. I think we got
I
there.
hate this net.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's the worst. This is the only part of this game I think I'd call unambiguously just bad.
Mean-spirited is what I
Yeah,
would say.
it's mean. It's just mean. Because I like this game. I think it's pretty good. But boy, this section stinks. Okay. And yeah, and the last mushroom actually moves faster than the other mushrooms. So
You were on the edge of that mushroom. That was very scary.
you kind of have to play it on the edge.
I don't love the sideways eyeballs either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we're not still playing.
Okay. So we're out of the really, really bad room.
Hooray! On to the only mostly bad room.
Yeah, the other rooms of this section are not nearly as bad. That one is just extremely long and
That was
really
the
slow.
no good, very bad room. This is just the bad room.
Yeah. We're a little low on health, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for easy health drops.
Yes, his animation for the wall is very good.
Good.
This room kind of is not as bad as the other one because you can do it as a human man, as a full-grown skeleton.
A human instead of a gooman.
Right, instead of just a sort of a blob. And you need to hit these 5 times, and then they go away. And now we have to get to the very distant mushroom.
Well done, babe.
Sometimes you can get to that next one, but I don't want to risk it because I don't want to redo any of these rooms right now. However, we can pretty consistently skip this one.
I don't think it's Capcom.
No, this game was actually made by Tosei, who you might know as the creators of the legendary Starfy.
Oh.
Yeah, or Super Princess Peach is another Tosei game.
Ooh.
Okay, so we got the Ghost Mushroom Pepper, right? However, the Ghost Mushroom Pepper,
It's just a pepper.
it gives us a little timer.
Loses
because it
its
is going
potency
to,
after 10 minutes?
no, it's going to explode.
Oh.
Oh.
So if we don't get it to the other witch in the timer, then we instantly game over. Which means, I hope you're ready to do the stealth section backwards on a timer.
It's
Oh,
Metroid
no.
game.
It's the escape sequence.
This is our
Wilt's
escape
face
sequence.
is exactly how I feel about that. Just.
I don't like Pumpkin Patch 2 very much.
This is so
I would-
upsetting.
It's
would love to
really
make-
deeply upsetting.
a silly video, which is you, and it's just like, hi, I'm a speedrunner for the Pumpkin King. I love this game, except for, and then just like, boom, 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 that.
Wall
that,
of
that.
text.
So,
yeah.
Another thing that, like, so skipping the gnats, right, or otherwise making it so that you don't have to pay attention to them, is, I think, the #1 thing we're looking for in the speedrun right now.
Yeah.
If you can find it, I've actually made, there's a special role that you get on the Discord called Gnat Killer, and you will be the Gnat Killer for the rest of time. Also, fortunately, we don't have to do this section as good. We can do this section as normal, which is kind of nice. And I'm going to try to do this in one cycle after we get out of here. It's very tight, but if you have good pumpkin throws, you can do it. And if you get a cooperative mushroom position, which that was not quite, is going to be nope. Yeah, if you are very precise, you can get out of here in one cycle. You can do this, you can hop over, do that mushroom, and then, alright. So, we actually might have already missed it.
Oh no, honey.
Ah!
Oh! You overshot it. Dang.
Jeez.
Yeah, we didn't cancel our momentum fast enough. Yeah. Welcome to Pumpkin Patch 2, everybody.
That was
You
so
say cancel
like
your
all of
animation.
us.
Do you have to like pull back or
screamed.
just stop pressing forward?
You have to jump to cancel your momentum.
Oh, maybe not.
Okay, that's fine.
This is the part which extra nerves racks me because I don't know Jack's hitboxes. So like every time I see him like doing an idle animation and sticking his hand out, I'm like, Jack, no, they're gonna get you!
Jack's hitboxes are weird.
It's basically
Yeah,
like
like-
just his torso and head, yeah?
I mean, no, his ankles can get hit by stuff, but his arms can't.
But his ankles literally go out when he runs.
Yeah, it's very strange. And we're
Yeah.
done basically with those gnats, which is nice.
Those nets, you say?
There's
Yeah.
there's one more gnat, and we basically ignore him. And actually, there's actually 2 more rooms with gnats, but neither of them are that bad. We are going to. So there's this room, right? Actually, no, this is the last room of gnats. We did the other room. No, there's one more room after it, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to take a slightly slower thing here and heal real quick.
Who's this man?
Oh, he's the sign bug. He tells you that there's a boss right here.
He has
Because,
so many
hey,
enemies.
did you want to also do a boss fight on the timer?
Why'd you kill him? He was so
Would you like to kill me for some heals?
Yeah,
Go for it, son.
yeah. So this is the pill bug. Pill bug hangs out. Timer's still going.
Oh,
So,
good.
we have a stealth section on a timer, and then we have a boss fight on a timer. And boss fight's actually not that hard, but it is still on a timer.
Is there a cap to how many pumpkins you can have?
Yep, you can carry up to 99 of them.
Oh,
And-
so you immediately get a 99.
Yeah, there's no like missile expansions in this game. You
Wow.
can carry a bunch of missiles now. Which
Nice.
would have been kind of a neat thing, I think maybe.
I think my favorite thing about the pill bug is it looks like he has a seam up the middle, which makes me think that he's just like a sleeping bag that looks like
Aww. You ever do pill bug fights? Where you get in a sleeping bag upside down and you just bash into your friends at a sleepover?
No, I thought you meant that like
Hey,
you
it's
found
that
pill
seam in
bugs
the
and
middle.
like. Well, no, the seam went the other way. The
Yeah.
seam went the
Yeah,
other-
wrong axis.
I thought you meant like getting like pill bugs and woolly bears and like playing marbles.
No,
I have
nothing
not
like
done
that.
pill bug fights. No. but
He's
this
got a
is fun.
mech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you can hit him kind of in between the phases here. He's actually pretty quick if you know what to do.
It is weird that he has a vertical seam, but he opens on his segments.
Yeah,
not
it's
that
weird.
seam.
It's weird.
It feels like there was a disconnect between the ideation. They were like, yeah, and he's got this great big seam. And you're like, oh, cool. And they were like, oh yeah, because that's where the guys come out. And the person designing
Seam,
this
got it.
fight was like, oh, it can't come out that way though.
All right, so we have beaten the boss fight. We only have a little bit of ways left to go to get our ghost pepper to where it should be. However, notice we're still on a timer. So if you had just barely beaten that boss with the timer going, you can still game over on your way to dropping off the thing.
Mojo has mentioned that our pockets are deceptively large, and I think it's because Jack actually keeps things in his ribcage.
Well, we know he keeps things in his ribcage, because he pulls a bone out of his ribcage that he's storing there.
He definitely keeps the ribs there.
Yeah. So,
because I know that in the movie his ribcage is opaque. There's no like opening.
So we now have the last weapon that we get. We have the Ghost Pepper Potion, which turns us into a flaming sort of not quite a skeleton really, although I guess we're technically a flaming skeleton. A flaming scarecrow is the word I was trying to find. And the flaming scarecrow is effectively a really, really weird shine spark.
Nice.
We'll see that a couple of times. It's used for one boss fight and a handful of skips. And they're not like huge skips. They're just like, you know, skip this room kind of skips. That is the like basically missile door for the shine spark, but that's a bonus pickup that we don't need, so I'm not going to get it.
Fair enough.
Also, I am not going to get a health pickup because the fastest way out of here is the same way we came in, which is to say we're going through a zero tunnel, and zero tunnels have a lot of health pickups in them, so I don't need to worry about getting health. Yeah, alright, so that's Pumpkin Patch 2. We did it. We made it through that part of the game, which is the real stressful one. Now that we have this movement, we are leaving. And we're going to go, I believe the next thing that we do, we are going to go to Graveyard 3, which is quite dangerous. That is the other major run killer is Graveyard 3 because it has these little patches of ground, which are little pokey devil tails, that do a lot of damage to you. And you're supposed to shine spark your way around that area, but it's way faster to just damage boost in all the floors.
Naturally.
So we take a lot of damage there, and also there are these big gargoyles who shoot fire, and the fire-shooting gargoyles take away a full health bar if they hit you.
They're real nasty.
They're real nasty. So the next area is the first extremely dangerous area. So there's a save point right before when it gets really dangerous that I'm going to take. So here is that other door. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna fly. We're gonna fly over this room. So, Shock, Lock, and Barrel. This part of the graveyard is dark, so they break all the lanterns. So now it's dark.
Because they're the worst. Worst characters in the movie.
They're just mean kids.
That's why I don't like them.
And
they're the most realistic because they're just bad.
So now it's just real dark in here. But that's okay, because the mayor has a hat. He's let us use his hat. Now we can see. Because before we couldn't, I guess. I think
that's his hat?
I mean, I don't know what it is. It's sort of a little World War I hat with, like, little wings on it. But
alright.
I think that the idea of this is that on a Game Boy Advance non-backlit screen that you're not playing in the sun, it's actually quite hard to see. But we're like playing it on the Game Boy player on a GameCube, so vision is not really a problem. So it doesn't matter at all.
Is that a heart that is exploding on you?
Oh, so that was a bug. He flings himself at me, and then after his little timer runs out, he explodes.
He was a sad little calcifer.
Yeah. Luckily, I know how to navigate this area pretty well at this point, so it's not going to surprise me very much, but you'll notice we are already down to 2 health bars, like after our regular one, because you take just an incredible amount of damage. So there's a few points along this route where I'm going to be grabbing health pickups just out of safety, because it's really easy to die here. I think I missed my... Also, yeah, there are these silhouetted Shock, Lock, and Barrels, because they're hiding, and you have to find them and reveal them, and they'll run away, and that opens up the next area. I think that's pumpkins, not health. Whoop. Okay. Being very careful now. And up there's a whole bunch of goodies that we don't need. There's like extra pumpkins, and you can get a pepper up there. It's fine. Alright, and now we're going up. And we're gonna jump over that, and we're gonna jump over that. Now we're gonna jump over that and grab the ladder.
Well done.
Thank you. most of these are not. This room can be kind of killer because it has these enemies. They do drop health. Because remember, drops are consistent. So I know with not every enemy drop in the game, but I know many of them that are on the roofs.
Hashtag not all enemy drops.
We're gonna actually skip all of the stuff this room wanted us to do and just go straight to the exit.
Oh, that's great.
So the idea of this room, we're also gonna grab another pepper right here. The idea of this room is that you're like exploring all these nooks and crannies and finding all these fake silhouetted versions of Shock, Lock, and Barrel. And then you are like, well, where's the real one? And if you go over here, you can find the real one. But if you just know where the real one is, then you can just go get the real one and it's fine.
Also,
Handy.
Doug can't hear since his listening privileges have been revoked, but when you become the Flaming Jack version, the music changed to ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah,
It's great.
It's a pumped up version of What's This?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. A lot of remixes from the movie. These are the gargoyles. The gargoyles do a full bar of damage to you.
I love them though. They're real cute.
There's health right here. And yeah, this room is another place where like you'll nick your ankles and then take a full point health bar of damage, and then suddenly you have lost the run. Because a lot of little places to take damage, and there's a gargoyle that maybe you weren't looking for, and we're gonna activate. Well, come on. Oh, yep. Just like that. It's really easy to nick your ankles in this level. So we are nearing the end of Graveyard 3. Dang it. It's so easy to just bonk your ankles. We're nearing the end of Graveyard 3. There's a few more gargoyles we have to worry about, like these ones.
I love when he first gets the wall and he's just like, oh, a wall.
Ooh, sticky.
It's literally like he's in a pinup position, like, oh, who put bubblegum here?
Also, that's a fake, just for demonstrating,
Naturally.
So there's a gargoyle right there. That can get you. And
How many fakes here?
Yeah, this is the real one. There's like 3 or 4 fakes in all the sections, but...
Sorry I'm yawning so much, everybody. I'm drinking my caffeinated tea, but I think because I'm watching something and intermittently talking, my brain's in get sleepy into the movie mode, and then my throat goes, hey, say a thing, and the rest of my body goes, why did you do that?
Alright, so we are almost out now. We are basically out of the woods at this point. Here's everybody's favorite room. No, not everybody. This is everybody's favorite room. Look, it's like that movie.
It's the thing.
There's Shock, Lock, and Barrel, and the mayor's like, oh, no, we're trapped in here. Go find an exit. So we're like, okay. And we turn around.
And it has stretched.
And then we say, there's no exit over here. I couldn't find anything, Chief.
It unstretched.
Yeah. We're also going to talk to him again, because if you have less than 3 peppers, the mayor gives you 2 more.
Oh, nice.
Now we have 3.
Time to desecrate some graves.
You know it. There's these literally just piles of bones. And we're going to take this little opportunity to go briefly back to Dr. Finkelstein's laboratory. I don't remember at this point
Get ready for the sass.
why. I've lost the plot thread of our motivation at this point. I straight up just don't remember anymore. There's our house, but it's locked. I want to get back into my house.
Did Finkelstein lock our house?
No, but he will unlock our house if we ask him nicely.
So,
Wait, ask him
he
that
didn't
question.
lock it, but he can unlock it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So
He's
this
our
is
He's got our
house's
spare
godfather.
key.
yeah. He's got
He's
the
our
spare.
neighbor.
Yeah, he lives
Yeah.
right next door to us. So
He needs the cat sit sometimes. Or
dog.
He needs
Dog
to watch
sit, I
all the
guess.
bats.
Yeah, he needs to ghost sit. So
he
this
needs
is another.
to bat sit.
Alright, so when you watch Zero this weekend, remember, don't feed him. If he's live when I come home, I'm gonna be upset. Keep that boy dead. No
So-
resurrecting. I know you have that lightning machine, but don't do it.
So this is another pretty dangerous section of the game. It's kind of easy to accidentally die when we get back into the laboratory. So I will be being very careful, because in his laboratory, mad scientist that he is straight up covered in buzzsaws.
Oh, that
kind of
sounds
like
bad.
the Hollow Knight King.
Yeah, he's a bit of a Hollow Knight. He's a bit of a White King in that way. Also, he's got a bunch of bugs in here, but that's not actually his fault.
Wither has reminded us to not forget about Igor, and Ganon has hopped back in saying, I heard buzzsaws.
Also, notably, as a way of asking us nicely to go and rescue Igor, who has been kidnapped inside, he has upgraded our gun for free. So, whoop. Our frog gun, you used to have to shoot it rapid fire, now it will shoot continuously. I'm going to forget about this a lot.
Full auto frog.
Yeah, we now have a full auto frog, and it has a really, it has this big beefy arm,
AK-47.
which is fun.
I like to think that he didn't upgrade your gun as incentive to help you find his boy, but he was like, hey, I know my security system's kind of wild, so stay safe in there.
Also, there are
Watch
these,
out for buzzsaws.
yeah, big floating, sort of like fake suns that just kind of hang out in his laboratory.
Like children that are boys?
No,
Or
like these-
like big
Oh.
balls of plasma that
Like
chase you.
gaseous explosive cores.
Yeah,
I see.
and you can't actually kill them. You can only tell them to go away.
Well, those are just the
Mommy's working right now, and then they just leave.
Yeah. Whoop.
true. Well, they're like the things you need the wave beam for in Metroid Prime, whatever
Yeah.
those are called.
Yeah, those things. Yeah, so we've taken a lot of damage.
Ganon has said that this is just Hollow Knight because there's dung beetles and buzzsaws, to which I say, incorrect. This is a Metroid because there's dung beetles and buzzsaws, which makes it a Hollow Knight, which is a Metroid. It's trans.
Yeah, they're not dung beetles. They're actually gamers.
Yeah. All right. So this room can be kind of a pain in the butt. It's
Moving floors will do that to you.
Gonna get a little health here. We do have a pretty healthy pumpkin count. Here's Igor. He's trapped.
Aw.
Here's a health upgrade that I don't know, man. He had one. So here's a boss. Ready? Ready for this boss fight? He's eating the electricity.
Oh, how rude.
You're gonna make my BGE bug up so high.
Here's the boss fight.
He's shrinking.
We did
oh,
it. We
he's
beat
got
the
it.
boss.
Good job.
So Igor is free, and he's already booked it. So
Sorry.
now we're just gonna leave, and we're gonna hop back down. Now we're going to be careful to not get hit by too many things on the way out.
The conveyor belts are geothermal, Mojo.
Well, why were they working before? Yeah, I don't know.
The conveyor belts are gas.
The buzzsaws are DeWalt battery powered.
Yeah. Also, extremely minor movement tech that hasn't come up very much in this game. If you want to save yourself like 5 frames, it is faster to jump up ledges than, to jump up slanted surfaces than it is to run up them. This is relevant, I think, 3 times in
Sounds about
the
right.
whole game. Runs about 2 hours, unless you're Holiday Wither, it's an hour and a half.
I did see that. There's quite a disparity between your run
Yeah.
and Holiday Withers on the
This is-
leaderboard.
He's very, very fast at this game. I've asked him how he does it, and he doesn't know.
He is Jack
He's just-
Skellington.
He's
just better at video games.
He's just
than we are.
faster than me. One of these
He's
days,
just too cool of a dude.
he's just too cool of a dude. One of these days, I'll catch up to him. One of these days. And there's buzzsaw right at the bottom. Easy to nick your toes.
no, me toes.
So yeah, you do have to be very careful in this whole area. And there's a. I keep on. Nope. So now we have to be extremely careful. And now we are in threat of death.
I don't like that.
There we go. Saved it for him. And yeah, these dung beetles, you gotta be careful about them, because if you're not being really cautious around them, they'll just nab you from midair, and there's not much you can do about that. Okay, so we've made it out. Great, our house is unlocked now. And now we are going to go back into our house. However, we have a bit of a bug problem in our house, because our house has been infested by moths.
Because we haven't played Animal Crossing in a month.
Oh
More
no.
accurately, our house has been infested by moth.
A single.
There's one very big moth, and we need to go kill him. But as a consequence of him being there is poison gas all around my house, and the poison gas reverses my controls.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
So that's actually Holiday Wither's least favorite part of the game. I don't mind it so much.
Igor was saved because it was the lack of electricity that was holding him on the hook.
Yeah.
Or something. And then he left.
It was probably
whenever
that,
the
like, the
electricity
hook
was
couldn't retract.
Also,
the electricity was on the fritz.
There's a full heal right here, which is why I was not panicking that we had no extra health in that room.
Oh, I was panicking enough for you. Don't worry.
I am gonna save real quick though, because it's always nice to save.
Regardless of how many times I've seen you play this game, I have, I guess, refused to learn how to read the UI, so I'm never worried, except during NET.
Alright, so we're back in our house. This is Jack's house too. And we're gonna go this way.
I love your yard.
Yeah, it's I've done a lot of work here.
Maybe
Also,
we should do
there's
that
these
with
guys.
our yard when we finally get house.
Okay, we have these trampoline bugs, and
I love these Rastafarian trampoline bugs.
as long as you are... Oh yeah, here's the vampire who has lost his insanity because the moth took it. That's actually why the gas reverses your controls. And
Because
you have
that's
to light,
the insanity?
That's the insanity. You also have to light these lanterns.
Like
which,
in Zelda!
when we light them, doors open, and they go out after a while. And if you...
So there's time doors.
Yeah, there's time doors in this area. So there's time doors and reversed controls.
Excellent. Wait, right now it's reversed?
No, you'll see when the reverse controls happen because there's a like purple glowing like debuff basically that I have. And there are these see that? If that gas touches me, my controls are reversed.
Oh,
my
so it's
controls
not
are
like a
reversed
guaranteed thing.
Yeah, my controls are reversed for a set period of time.
Okay, so it's only if you get hit by a specific attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are enough of these that it's very likely that I will get hit by at least one of them.
Jax has used confusion.
Also,
Jack hit himself.
we have an extra pepper, so there's a fun little skip we can do here. We can skip getting wilt by peppering right here.
I love Will.
And then we skip needing... Oh, and this is really cool. Oh, no! If you hit the wall really exactly right there...
You did a really good job falling. It was really cool.
If you hit the wall really correctly there, you'll light the lantern incidentally because you are on fire. And you don't need
nice.
to go back into that
That's
room.
nice that they programmed that in.
However, it is faster otherwise to get the timing right and just do that, but correctly. I'm used to getting the this trick correct, and my timing is all thrown off now.
Yeah. The safety strats are sometimes like not as well practiced as just doing it right the first time.
Yeah, this is the OG way of doing it, is that. And then I discovered the pepper thing, like, kind of recently-ish.
Nice.
And
New
it saves
tech.
some time. Yeah, it's new tech. The game's evolving all the time. So if you want to be a part of that, by all means. You as the general you.
Right.
Whoever
look.
is so
You
inclined.
specifically, Doug, we need you in the Discord.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I did open up eBay and look up the game.
Yeah, it's not that expensive, and the world record is run on an emulator. My controls are now reversed. Oh, dung beetle.
Oh, the good face. Ugh. I'm in the dung.
Yeah, so the up and down and left and right and A and B are reversed. On a screen transition, it goes away.
Oh.
Hey, we
So
skipped.
it's a set period of time or a single screen transition.
Yeah. And there we go. And this is the really hard room because it has a lot of these reversals in it, and you can't really avoid them. And it has a lot of stuff that is very dangerous if you are not expecting it. Like, if you don't jump up there, you get hit by the cannon. But if you know where all the stuff is, it's not so bad. Oh, our controls reversed while I was climbing the ladder. And then rather they unreversed while I was climbing the ladder.
Yeah,
See if I can.
They reverted.
This room can be a little funky. Yeah, never mind. Alright, I will actually kill these guys. There we go. There's like one ledge that luckily when we did it was not so bad. That when you try to grab it, it is like deeply uncooperative, and it's in Jack's House 1, and we actually got it on the first try, which very rarely happens. But, so we're gonna go take care of this moth problem. And the moth likes to reverse your controls while you fight.
Naturally.
It's his thing.
However, we have 38 pumpkins, which is enough to kind of make this boss almost irrelevant. It's like not that hard. Once
Oh
you
my
know
goodness.
Yeah, he's a big moth.
He's very big and very pretty.
This is my house. There's a moth in my
I
house.
think this is the moth's house now.
Maybe. All right. So now we're just gonna hang out here and throw pumpkins at him. Doop. This is the boss fight.
Pretty good. Oh no, he's gonna confuse you.
He did. My controls are reversed.
Doesn't really matter when you're just throwing pumpkins.
We are just about at phase 2. Oh, my controls are unreversed. Okay, we're at phase 2. That's phase 1. Now the room is going to fill with acid.
How fun.
And he's going to make it really hard for me to grab the ledge because he's going to throw acid at me.
Yes.
So now we do the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Until we
Why
run
not?
out of pumpkins. Come on. There we go. We might... Oh, no, we got it. That's it. That's the boss. Once you know that you can just throw pumpkins at him, the boss is, like, so short. Most of the bosses in this game have, like, the quick kill is kind of not really that interesting to watch once you know the strategy. The spider is kind of cool because you have to, like, hover around the room as you go. But that boss is also, like, literally 30 seconds.
Did we already do the spider?
Yeah, spider's the first boss. Alright, so we're out of here now. We are going to get our upgraded Batarang from the Vampire, which is going to let us access Oogie Boogie's lair. Oogie Boogie's lair is the longest area. It has 3 distinct sections. Section 1 is a fetch quest. The clown with the tearaway... Whoops. Well, I guess I'm already doing it. The clown with the tearaway face has lost his face. And we need to go get it back for him.
That sounds awful.
Did
Did he do that in the movie? Tear away his face?
Yes.
Oh, no wonder I don't remember most of this movie.
He does it in the opening bit where all of the denizens of Halloween Town are introducing themselves.
Yeah, I don't like that bit visually. Did you know that Tim Burton wouldn't let them use any colors other than black, white, and orange in Halloween Town? And that's why it looks so flat. And wax. Yeah.
So, yeah, our bats now shoot 3 bats. The middle bat sometimes has my skull on it. And after a bat hits an enemy, it will zoom in and, like, continue to hit that enemy for a little while. We don't really use bats very much to actually kill anything. Because they're still not as good as pumpkins. And they're still not as good as frogs. Oh!
We have another donation.
Yes!
Holiday Wither, once again, thank you, has donated $50 and says, "You're almost at the end. Good luck with Oogie Parts 1 and 2, and here's hoping that RNG is good to you.
Thank you all.
And it was great to see you playing this game once again, Dark.
It was nice to
You've
have
done
you.
Proud.
Thank you so much.
The Pumpkin King himself in chat.
True.
That's the Discord role you get if you are the world record holder.
Excellent. I love
Thank you
that.
so very much, Wither. Your generosity is very much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we are almost through the game now. So the real benefit of the triple bat, as far as map navigation goes, is that it can go through walls. So there are switches we can hit on the other sides of walls. Skip the left.
Seems handy.
Yeah, it's handy to have. So I think that the developers, Tosei, of this game were nervous about people clipping through walls because all of the bat walls have a really big invisible wall as well as an actual wall. So if you get rid of the real wall, the invisible wall persists for a couple more frames and you can't run through it. Which makes me suspect that maybe there's a little more clipping through the walls in this game than we thought we could do.
Now there's some good news.
We'll see. I have gotten the camera to sort of wiggle out a little bit. If you bat wiggle up and to the left on a slanted hill, that's as close as I've gotten to breaking. I haven't really found a way to clip out of the map yet, or fiddle with my damage. Sometimes if you are doing an attack and are hit on the same frame, it'll freeze your animation and you'll get a little bugged animation. See, there's an invisible wall here. Also, how many peppers do I have? I'm going to show you something. This is a little fun speedrun bit.
Was that a Minish throwing a cinnamon roll?
It's a snail throwing his shell.
Oh, poor boy, that's his home.
This is the wrong chair. I'm going to save right here. Because now we have to go get the clown with the tearaway face's face. But before I do that, I'm actually going to take a brief non-speedrun thing to show you something we're trying to do in the speedrun. So, to the left, which is how you get to Oogie Layer 2 and Oogie Layer 3, is a big switch. And the big switch will not fire... See, I can't fire the switch because my pumpkin bombs aren't strong enough. So I can't hit the switch, it's too rusty. And I can't enter the cage because the cage is too... I don't know, just not gonna let me. However, you might think, I'm gonna do this. And we're just gonna fly over the invisible wall. Oops, the invisible wall is so tall that it interrupts your attack, and you go do the thing.
Beans.
So just keep in mind that skip there as you see all of the stuff we are about to do to get through just that invisible wall.
Oh, the theoretical skip is
That's a theoretical skip that we haven't found a way to do yet, but if you can get through that invisible wall, you can skip this entire section we're about to do.
That would be
Gotcha.
great.
That's on the list. There's another thing we're looking for in the speedrun I will show you later in Oogie's Layer 2, which would let you skip, theoretically, the entire layer.
I love Jack's animation when he first gets on a ladder. The swing is so good.
Yeah. He's got real good animations.
Matt's got a sheet of like all the sprites for Jack, and it's very impressive.
We're gonna damage boost a lot in this area. Whoops. So, this
ladders.
area is also incredibly dangerous.
You're right, Gannon. This game has a heck of a lot of character. There's so much love that went into this.
Ah! Gosh, I am just not on the ball today.
Maybe you should fix your posture.
Maybe.
Maybe that will help.
You know, when you
I could actually get you something for like a lumbar support. You want that?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
It's, you know, when you speedrun a game on stream, on Marathon, suddenly the speedrun goes wrong.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Ow!
Never seen that
It
before.
works with anything. Anytime I get like a call at work in which I have to look someone else up in the system will take forever, and I'll always say it's taking a while to load because it got shy because it knows that someone needs it.
I will say, this room has never taken me 4 attempts before, so this is... Because it's not that hard. There, that's it.
You're just
But also-
demonstrating how hard the game is.
Yes, this very, very hard game. I am going to have to take a couple of extra opportunities to get health back, because I have gotten hit more than usual on the way here. That's not a real box that has anything, it only has lies in it. So we're going to activate Wilt, we're going to hop down here, we are going to use Wilt right here. We are already down to 2 health bars, which is a very nerve-wracking amount of health to have in Oogie's Lair, so I will be very careful here. Dang it. I don't usually make this mistake, but, come on.
You're only human.
Come on.
Plus, if anyone wants you to see this run, see you run this game better, you can just later on, after the marathon's done, go to your Twitch and find a VOD.
That's true.
It's not like this is the only time anyone will ever see you do it. Heck, they could go to the speedrun website and be like, oh, there's Matt's time.
Yeah,
That's much better than he did in the marathon.
You could go watch Wither's World Record, which is very impressive.
You could.
Yep. Alright, there we go.
But only do that when the marathon's done.
Yes.
You stay with us. We're buddies.
Up. You remember these acid bugs I was talking about that do a lot of damage to you? They're all over the place in this.
They're
this
in the
area.
little pods, right?
Yeah. And they activate, they hatch as soon as you walk out of them. Here's the room with all the bees in it. Actually, the next room is the one with all the bees in it. This one just has some of the bees in it.
Ooh, you escaped damage from the exploding bug by
Was this game
screen transitioning.
developed in Japan?
It was developed in Japan.
I was thinking about that because we went past the beehive, and I thought, yes, the beehive that looks like an Animal Crossing beehive, not like what the American iconography of a beehive is. And I was like, oh, it's probably because it's different bees.
Alright, we are in, like, the danger zone right
like,
now.
That's not what we think of when we think of beehives. We think of, like, Pooh Bear full spirals. Oh, that's not a bee, that's a wasp.
Yeah, there's also wasps in here. I'm going to be very careful in this room. Because I've taken a lot of damage.
Something about this wasp's face feels like a rude bumper sticker. Like, it feels like the Calvin peeing.
Yeah.
It's got that vibe. He's just like, oh, go get you.
Okay, so he drops a pepper,
Again, and that's a very
which is
good
very
Burton.
handy. There's a little bit of health at the bottom of this room I'm going to get.
Wither has reminded you to be wary of the death hallway.
Yeah. That hallway's sucks.
So what is the death hallway?
It is a hallway that we are going to later on be skipping part of. I'm not actually don't need his pepper. I'm gonna get it. These guys do a lot of damage too. So yeah, the death hallway is a hallway in Oogie 2 that stinks a lot and can really mess you up if you don't get a skip. Okay, so this is an opportunity for us to heal, actually, because this box always has a full health in it, and you always respawns when you...
Ooh, that's cool.
At the cost of a few of your pumpkins, which I am not concerned for right now, because there is a pumpkin farming zone. I'm not going to save yet.
So I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to do it anyway. So on our little guy in the bottom right, heads are full lives, and jelly beans are bits of health.
Yeah. Also, so we're trying to get the clown with the tearaway face's face back. It has been stolen by one of these bugs. They can spawn randomly out of one of 4 locations. However, right here, regardless of which area it spawns in, you will always hit it. Also, there's the bug. You'll notice that I have 2. This does not increase, as far as I can tell, damage or hitbox, but it has not tested.
Is code face sealer? Big sense.
I think we need one more. Again, this is random. There's just nothing you can do to speed this up. You just gotta wait for him to come out, and there he is, and there we go. We have the face.
Sweet, love that.
You can save on the way out, because this is just as dangerous to traverse backwards.
Oh, this was the death hallway.
No, the death hallway is later.
By the way, I wanted to let everybody know, because in chat we're wondering when we can break 4K. We are currently at $3,825.
Wow.
Which is extremely exciting. So, if anybody wants Pumpkin King to be when we hit 4K, now would be a good time to donate to Drink a Week.
I'm being very careful here. Okay. So there is a pepper bug right here. This bug always drops a pepper if he drops anything. Sometimes he drops nothing. I want to have exactly 1 pepper. 2 peppers is actually ideal. I need exactly 1 pepper. So I'm going to go get a second pepper. Because there's a... too long.
Matt's heat tolerance is so extraordinary, he can have 2 peppers.
So-
Gee, Matt,
Cool.
how come your tongue lets you have 2 peppers?
Yeah, the primary purpose of peppers in this run is to skip rooms that you don't want to do. Like, for example, we could skip most of this room with a pepper, but we don't have enough of them to start, like, throwing them around willy-nilly.
Bojo had misheard this as Dr. Pepper, and now I'm thinking of, like, a new Pepsi Man game in which the enemies are other sodas.
That would be good. Yeah, this guy... Yeah, this game is very dangerous right now. Oogie's lair is, like, real scary to speedrun.
So is what we're in now part of it?
Yeah, this is the first of 3 sections
It
to Oogie
didn't
Boogie's
look
lair.
enough like New Orleans for me to recognize it as his lair.
Yeah, it gets only more Oogie Boogie as you go.
More and more Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone going to Mardi Gras has just made an Oogie Boogie cosplay.
Oh man, you're really to the wire on the health right now.
I believe in you.
Oop, missed the ladder. Alright, that box again has nothing actually useful in it. If you open it, 3 enemies spawn.
Oh, I would call that less than useful.
Yeah, it's mean. Most
Yeah.
boxes have either health or pumpkins in them. Some boxes just have enemies. And weirdly enough, it's a unique enemy. It is an enemy that only spawns from boxes.
Which enemy?
No.
It's 3, like, sort of brownish flies.
Kind of like brain flies.
Yeah, this is another room that, if we had enough peppers, we could just skip it, basically, by flying over the whole thing.
I think they're box flies.
I agree they are box flies.
Our box flies are specific to flies.
Yes.
I just the flies I know the most are the ones that live at the bottom of a bag of grain, which is why people would return the horse feed that they bought from you.
Notice how we just sort of
Live in a
bonked our
cat's
face
house.
against an enemy and took a full bar of damage? I have lost a run right there.
Yikes.
Yikes.
I was being very cautious and very aware of how much health exactly I had because I knew that we were about to go.
Good job.
So we have given
You
the
got your
clown
face.
his face back, and he has rewarded us with a bigger pumpkin bomb. So our pumpkin bombs are now really, really big.
How big?
They're like as big as those snail shells, I think.
They're that big.
Oh!
Yeah. That
They're
was a
mode
pepper,
7
you would've
big.
gotten it.
That was bad. I'm gonna get this pepper. You need to give me a pepper. Yeah. Yeah, they're mode 7 big. They're scaled upwards. We want to go up because that's where Oogie Boogie is. Oh no, the rope broke.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, beans. Now we're
Eve
down
destroyed
here.
the elevator cable.
In order to undestroy the elevator cable, I have to go fight Oogie Boogie.
Every time I see Matt do this section, I assume that the screen is glitching out because the yellow waterfall doesn't quite look enough like water to
Yeah,
me.
so, fun little tidbit about the current setup I have. I'm
Oh,
using...
so yeah, mention if you don't like flashing things, there's occasional flashing things.
Yeah. So
They're
there's
minor compared to a hat in time, but they're still there.
You need 6 pumpkins there for reasons I don't yet understand.
So your big pumpkins don't destroy walls more effectively.
No. They
No, you're
Ooh.
caught in the poop.
The only difference the big walls have is that they do more damage. Okay, so here's another thing we're looking for in the speedrun. This is a cool little thing. So if we take
Next bounty.
yeah, this is very much. So if you can get up here,
Oh!
here's a corridor we can't go under. On the other side of this is the boss.
What if you
Tried the
use
bat
the ghost
repellent.
pepper?
We've tried that.
Doug, what
Okay.
were you saying?
Ghost pepper. But no, it's been tried.
We've tried ghost pepper. We've tried, wiggling your controller against it all the various ways I can think of. I've tried bat wiggling under it. I can't.
So
think
you
of
need to-
I can't think of a way right now to get under there.
You need to get some goo up there or something?
Yeah. So the idea is that's actually the other side of a goo that you get after you do the boss.
Oh, I see. That's like the escape.
Right. But if you could get, so this is actually the farming room. So this hallway has 2 enemies which always drop pumpkin and health. This is the one time that we want to actually use bats because we can go through them at the same time.
Nice.
So we are going to go until we have maxed out our pumpkins, because if you don't have maxed out pumpkins, the final boss is miserable. It takes 90 pumpkins to kill the final boss.
Yikes.
Muffin has a very good question
Yes.
about that area where you need to skip.
I haven't yet. So if you want to run this game, ask nicely and see if that'll do.
How many pumpkins do you get per pickup?
3.
Oh, okay.
So we're getting 6 per hallway approximately.
Okay. If it was 1, I would have been sad, but
Yeah, no, that would
3 is good.
Wither, not everyone is as good at you at this game, so we need the 99.
Yeah, this is another interesting thing about Wither's run, is that Wither never farms pumpkins and always has them.
Simply be
A
born
true
into
pumpkin
pumpkins,
farmer.
and we'll be fine.
Wither
Wither got
step
a
1.
small loan of pumpkins from his father,
Exactly.
and with it he was able to build an empire.
Yes, I lived with my parents and didn't pay pumpkin rent for my 20s.
Also, there's a later section we're going to use to farm peppers, but that we only need 3 of them, not 99 of them, so it's much faster.
Do you need any more beverages or anything?
I got water. Alright, we should be getting
You need a
close-ish.
Dr. Pepper?
75? Yeah, we need to get some Dr. Pepper.
Unfortunately, all we have is Moxie.
Oh,
a lot
of
of
course you do.
You know
Yeah,
it.
because we had to go back home for a family thing, and my mother was very kind and and when she was going to the store, I was like, oh, could you pick us up some orange dry from Polar and some Moxie for Matt? She was like, yeah, sure, how many? And I was like 3 can cases. And then she also happened to go to the best candy shop ever, and they were having 50% off because it was Easter time, so she brought like a whole big bag which had like 2 white chocolate bunnies, 1 big milk chocolate bunny, a small milk chocolate bunny, 2 other milk chocolate bunnies, a sleeve of lava cake bunnies, 2 different bags of like malted eggs, 2 different bags of smidgens, 1 bag of chocolate bunnies, and because it was 50% off, it was like maybe $48.
Can you describe a smidgen?
Oh, a smidgen is a chocolate thing that has peanut butter in the middle, but it's not like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So like at the place, which is the Granite State Candy Shop, best candy shop ever, they have a really nice smooth peanut butter that they make. So a smidgen is like for Christmas, it'll be like little soldiers, but they'll have peanut butter in it. For Easter, they're little upright bunnies in like little bunny tuxedos, and they have peanut butter in them.
Wow. Okay. I respect the troops.
I respect the troops by eating them for their gooey centers.
Yeah, that sounds great. That might solve Catherine's problem with Reese's Cups, is that their peanut butter is like kind of chunky and grainy a little bit.
Yeah, the Granite State Candy Shop also has specifically peanut butter cups, in which it's a bit less smooth, but not grainy at all. Their peanut butter is so good. And their dark chocolate is some of the best dark chocolate I've ever had, so I actually prefer their dark chocolate peanut butter cups more, because their peanut butter is very sweet, and the bitter and sweetness goes very well. They have online ordering, if she wanted to check them out.
You have Mojo's attention.
Yeah, they do ship.
Yeah, they definitely do ship. We've purchased from them without going back home, but for some reason, I had a reminder on my phone, which was day after Easter, get some discount candy from Granite State Candy Shop. And I went to like their specialty section, because their website's not awful. It's not like when you go to a local business and it looks like it's from like 2001. It's more just like it isn't super properly updated, because the person who updated it is like the youngest employee they happen to have, and they only worked there last summer, kind of thing. But I went to their specialty section, which then had holidays, then had Easter, and there was nothing there. I was like, oh, well, I guess they sold out really fast. And then when my mother went there, she was like, one whole side of the store was all of their Easter candy for 50% off. So what I think happened is just they either forgot or were unable to update, and all the people who normally would come in physically locally weren't, because they were minimizing their time spent in town, and they just had a backlog of everything. And my mother was there, and this gentleman came in with his 2 daughters, who were like clearly had their like grandma and birthday money, like their Easter money and like last birthday's money, and they were like counting out their bills. And they walk in, and my mom just goes in like very much like a stage whisper, like, wow, 50% off. That's pretty great, huh? And the kids look up at their dad and go, is half off? Because they're just like, I can get twice the candy.
Oh. So I do want to note 2 things there. One, you saw that we skipped the room. Holly Wither actually found that trick. And
nice.
2, the flashing lights thing is because the Game Boy player inside it has a Game Boy Advance, but the rate at which it is running is not exactly the same clock speed as a real Game Boy Advance. So those are supposed to flash in every other frame in a way that the output means it would be transparent. But unless you are exactly clock cycle accurate to a Game Boy Advance, it doesn't look like that.
Are you leaning for the game or for the camera?
No, I guess for the game.
Okay.
I'm actually currently working on a solution to that problem, to correct the clock speed of the Game Boy player.
What would that entail?
Okay, so what that would entail is GameCube Homebrew. Yes. So you game brew homebrew into a program called Swiss, into a program called Game Boy Interface. Game Boy Interface.
So you're like putting firmware on it or something?
No. So there's actually a lot of ways to boot into GameCube Homebrew that involve mostly using bunk save files for Melee or Wind Waker.
Naturally.
Or you can do what I do and replace the optical drive with a optical drive emulator, which
Oh, he's got a
pretends to be
spotlight.
an optical drive for the hardware, and then you can just boot directly into Swiss. The end goal of this is to use a program called Game Boy Interface, which is a replacement for the Game Boy Player disc that comes with the device for your GameCube, and allows you to do things like run at correct clock speed, take screenshots, like run TASes if you want to. It has a lot of really great features. Yeah, this is the ball bug. The ball bug is made of 4 discrete parts, and you need to blow up all of them. We are going to be using those peppers on phase 2 of the ball bug.
How many peppers can you hold at once? Is
9.
5 the max? 9. Okay.
9 peppers.
It's not 99 this time.
No. I mean,
Like
you never
these
really
tennis
need that
balls.
many peppers. So yeah, this is kind of just the fight. Is you look for when those faces show up, and when they show up, you can hit them.
Oh, I
And
see.
this is the good attack, and the other one is the bad attack. So we're getting the good attack, which is nice.
What does it mean when they turn brown?
That means I have killed it, and I don't need to worry about it anymore.
But it can still hit you.
Yeah.
It
But
just
I
can't turn into a face.
right. So I just need to hit. Okay. So we just need that face to activate, and we'll go to phase 2. Go to phase 2.
To phase 2.
There we go. Okay. So phase 2 is kind of neat for the
Good
quick
job.
kill, because the quick kill, let's see if I get him to be in the correct position, looks like this.
I would just like to bring everyone's attention to Oogie in the background, just going.
Yeah, he's spinning his friend around.
This is my friend Jeff. He loves to spin.
So yeah, the way that you kill this boss at this point, oh god, is just pepper back and forth. It's very fast. It's cool.
He's applauding you. Good job.
Yeah. We took like a heck of a lot of damage.
Wait, was that the Boogie fight?
Well, so Boogie showed up and then immediately hopped into the background and was like, fight this bug instead, and then flees.
Do we ever fight Oogie?
We do fight Oogie. We're actually now in hot pursuit of Oogie.
I've never watched you finish the game, so.
Yeah, we're
This is
gonna go backwards to heal. So there's Oogie, and he's like, bah, and he leaves.
He's all worn out from turning the thingy.
Yeah, it's exhausting. So I'm going to briefly backtrack to heal, because believe it or not, you totally can still die on your way out of Oogie's Layer 2 into Oogie Layer 3. So.
Oh, I believe it.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it's rough. It's maybe one of the like 3 most disheartening places in the game to die. I have died on the final phase of the final boss in a run that I did not save. That was I think the most disheartening place to die, because of course in the non-marathon setting you just don't save. Saving is slow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have another thing about the candy shop. Mojo, if you are able to order melt-aways from the gourmet chocolate counter, they're extremely good. They're kind of like a fluffy nougaty fudge thing that's covered in chocolate sprinkles.
There's the skip. This is what we're trying to skip. You can see how much time we would save if we could just go right to that boss by climbing right up there.
Wither, you were flagged for hostile language again. Watch it.
He's just talking about other candy on a
He's
stick.
just talking about lollipops.
Yeah.
That would be very funny if just like we were located in the UK and we were playing, I don't know, like a game that actually had to do with candy. Like we were streaming Candyland or something and everyone's like, blah, 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 the sucker king. And everybody's like, stop being so mean about the king. Because it's the lollipop king, right? No, it's the princess lollipop.
I thought she's like.
Don't they call them lollies and not suckers?
Maybe, yeah.
What?
Aren't they lollies over there?
I think they're both.
The store we're talking about is Grand Estate Candy. They're an independent chocolatier and candy store in New Hampshire that will ship anywhere in the continental United States.
They're great.
Alright, so, Oogie's Layer 3. We are in the final area of the game. Oogie's Layer 3 is, as you can imagine, extremely dangerous. And Shocklock and Barrel are still a problem, so first we're going to go find them and give them a stern talking to.
I have looked up the Candy Cane characters. They include Princess Lolly, Lord Licorice, Princess
Nice.
Frostine, King Candy, with K's, like the Krusty
Naturally.
Krab, Mr. Mint, and Grandma Nut.
I love them.
Oh no.
I love all of these. I forgot about Princess Frostine, because the picture here for Princess Frostine is the picture I know from the version of the game that I'm familiar with, and she's great.
Yeah, they've redone the art on Candyland a few times, and I have strong Candyland art opinions.
Is anyone in chat not familiar with edgy Mr. Mint?
I don't like edgy Mr. Mint.
Let me know if you're not familiar with edgy Mr. Mint, and I'll educate you.
So
I
there
googled it, and I still don't know what's going on.
Mr. Mint. So in a mid 2000s version of Candyland, they made Mr. Mint like cool, I guess, and it looks dumb.
It's a really bad design. It's everywhere. The line of, like, there's no clear line of motion. It's bad. Let me find it. No, not Mr. Minute. About shoe repairs. Mr. Minute.
Ah. Ooh. Okay. All right. I need to actually take my time right now.
Okay. So, I'm going to share in chat the Mr. Mint that Matt and I grew up with.
The OG.
Yeah.
Not the OG. I
Oh.
think second iteration.
Yeah. There's
Oh, okay.
The game's quite old.
Also, it was less a redesign and more like get someone who's better at drawing to draw it kind of thing. Like, link deleted. Love
You got
that.
owned. Automod gotcha.
Like, I put a link in chat yesterday. I was doing it as Matt, though.
Yeah, I'm an admin. I can put links in
Yeah,
chat.
somebody.
We've got a
mod-
donation.
Oh.
We did! Wonderful, thank you so much. Patrick Smith has donated $50, saying, super proud of you all and more than happy to help in this small way. Thank you so very much.
Thanks.
Everything
Thanks,
that you guys donate is very much appreciated, large or small. It's all adding to the good that Direct Relief can do in the world, so we really appreciate it.
It's another D&D buddy of mine.
Yo, let's go.
I'm also going to heal up real quick because you might have noticed that this giant heat-seeking skeleton or skull does a full bar of damage to you.
I have more to say about the candy store. MC Arkham
Please.
has mentioned that artisanal maple syrup interests them. And I want to let you know that before I moved to where we are now, like 2 weeks before my move date or 1 week, it was Maple Week, which meant
Hot
that
pursuit.
all of the sugar shacks in the state were doing like fancy special events. And
Yeah.
when I moved down, I had 3 full gallons of pure maple syrup. I had
What?
the dark and 2 golden, and then I had like a small little one, which was in like a fun mason jar cup so that I could have that for a thing later. And I also came back with maple butter, and we still haven't finished it. So the maple syrup that you can get through the candy shop is very good, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's like the best in the state, but also there's no bad maple syrup
Okay.
in the state. So.
I had to go get that skull, even if it meant accidentally bonking. It's very important that we have an extra health bar. So
We appreciate bonks on this channel.
yeah, you can. I have seen. I think Wither's world record run has no bonks in it at all.
Wow.
It's just kind of hard, especially in this section where you go very fast. But yeah, we are
Alright,
coming
here
up
we go.
now on the last 2 boss fights in the game. It's Oogie Boogie and then Oogie Boogie and Shock Lock and Barrel, who have still not been convinced to stop their tomfoolery at this point.
So there's Mr. Mint.
I'm sending you now what I'm going to describe as Barbie Mint.
Barbie Mint. So this is Edgy Mint.
Yeah, he's less edgy than I remember him. He's more like the way that Barbie designs male characters in their movies.
So here's the first Oogie fight. Oogie 1, we are going to hit him 25 times with the frog gun.
I found another bad Mr. Mint. Hold on, let me get this for you. This one is like he got the Jack Frost and Guardians treatment.
I was immune. I typed the asterisks myself. Ganon, I was having fun. Oh, that's like Winter Mint. Like the Orbit flavor.
Yeah.
The main gimmick of this boss fight is that he will roll a d6, and then what comes up determines what attack happens. And yeah, that's it. And now he's kind of boogieing.
He really is. He's living up to his name.
Let's hit him from the front this time. Let's have a little, just for fun.
From the front this time.
Yeah,
Slide to the left.
There's not like a lot to this fight once you know this, basically. Like, yep, there's the big buzzsaws. This whole scene, of course, apes the entire like final boss scene from the movie.
Boogieing. Yes.
He's the Oogie Boogie Man. He has to boogie. Yeah, and all we really want to do is kind of just hang out here where it's easy to dodge most of the attacks and easy to get Oogie Boogie. And occasionally we'll bonk our back on the wall, but that doesn't matter.
When Oogie stops to catch his breath, oh, he does move. So is one of the things you can do to make sure that he catches his breath by the spikies?
No, his position you don't really have much of an influence over. You just don't want to be in the middle for this attack because it's harder to dodge.
Mojo has dropped the candy shop link.
Just found the moose pop.
Oh yeah.
I like that pop.
Yeah, there's also they might not have it anymore, but there's this like specific gross kind of like poured sugar lollipop, which is usually in a lobster shape, which I don't like, which they used to have, and they might not have anymore.
Is it lobster flavored?
No.
So
It's red flavored.
Does Oogie Boogie not have a hitbox until he stops moving?
Yeah, he only has a hitbox when he's suckered out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright, so that's Oogie 1. We're going to go heal and save, because I don't want to redo Oogie 1. And Oogie 2 is very dangerous.
So that was phase 1.
That was phase 1. Phase 2, here's the big thing about phase 2 Oogie Boogie, is that he only really has 3 attacks. He can hang out on the ground, and that's fine, because you can just hit him. He can summon Shock to fire rockets, and that's fine, because you can just hit him. Or he can summon Lock. When he decides that he will be summoning Lock, he is fully invincible until after Lock has finished his attack. And that takes a full, like, 10 or 15 seconds.
That's bad.
And he can do that. He can go from any one of these attacks to any other one of these attacks. Which means, if you get really bad luck, then he will do Lock 5 times in a row, and you just can't do diddly squat about it. So, Oogie can also be a bit of a run killer. However...
Big bug.
Oh yeah, he's riding on a big bug. We have 90 pumpkins, so this part is not going to be so bad.
His big bug reminds me a lot of the canyon crawlers in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Also, people are posting about the things that they're purchasing from the Granite State Candy Shop. And Argot Lom has said that they have put a half pound of coffee cream chocolates into their cart. And I want to tell you guys about a candidate they had, which they have not had since I last got them. And I'm still not over it. So they've always had like chocolate covered espresso beans, chocolate covered kind of like dried blueberries, so they're kind of like craisin-y in their texture, and those are really great. And one year they had green tea covered caramels.
Okay, so that's phase 1.
So it was a little caramel nugget, and it was covered in kind of that like white chocolate yogurt covering that like yogurts usually have, but it clearly had been like mixed with a ground matcha, and it was so good. And they had it for only like that 1 year, and it was like 2016, and they haven't had it since. And almost every year since then, until I moved, I'd come in and be like, hey, any chance you're gonna make those green tea caramels again? And the young people who were there just for their summer job were like, so I don't think so. And I'm still thinking about it. They were so good.
So you may notice there, when he had landed earlier, you thought like, I should be able to hit him. No, it's because he has decided to use Lock. And if he has decided to use Lock, you just can't do damage to him until this entire attack has gone through the cycle.
This lasts forever.
Uh-huh. And he can do this multiple times in a row, and if he does, there are no windows of vulnerability between the attacks.
I'm sorry, he picked lock, babe.
Sometimes he picks lock. This is just what
Look
Oogie's
at the little wiggles that Oogie's doing.
Yeah. I like his sort of motorcycle.
It's extremely good. I love that it's specifically ape hangers.
Okay.
It's not like a nice, reasonable handle. It's ape hangers. The most ostentatious choice.
Also, if you attack him from the back, barrel comes out. That's where barrel comes into the shot block and barrel trigger.
Buttsbot has said that I would butt that I live in butt coffee, but I learned multiple times that my butts do not butchess coffee in a way that I enjoy.
That's good to know, Buttsbot. Alright, decided to use lock. Actually, no, that's a phase change. He's also invincible during phase changes.
Hi, Blue Nightmare. Welcome to the stream.
Howdy, we are pretty darn close to the end of this video game.
And if you're new here, this is Metroid, other marathon. We are raising money for Direct Relief. So if you wanted to donate money to Direct Relief, specifically while Matt is still fighting Oogie Boogie,
Oh,
got a couple more minutes to do so.
Oh, no, that's phase change. That's good. Okay, that means Oogie's very nearly dead.
You're flying through the phases.
Well, when you have a lot of pumpkins, this fight's not so bad. You can imagine how bad this fight is if you don't have a lot of pumpkins.
The bugs on the back wall almost look like a motherboard.
Yeah. Dang it. We hit him with none of our pumpkins.
Oh.
Because sometimes his bug is just big, takes up a lot of room. Okay. We're running out of pumpkins now, which means we're going to have to switch to bats. Because if we do this, Boogie can't really hit us. So, this is kind of just how the fight is going to go from there. We are going to do this until we get the cutscene that he's dead. If you're very careful with your pumpkin usage, you don't ever have to do this. Oh, I see he's decided to use one.
Argit Lam has asked how are the sour gummy apples? I very much enjoy the sour gummy apples. I also really enjoy the sour gummy peaches. I love gummy candies, and one of the things that would be like the thing I would buy with my money when I went in with my parents when I was young was I'd go get a little bag of the gummies and a little thing of jelly beans. So my go-tos for the gummies were peaches, which were my mom's favorite, the sour green apples.
Oh, he's decided to use one.
They have like a blueberry one, and then some worms. Those would be my go-tos.
I'm trying to lame him out, but every single time he is doing a big, long, invincible move. And he can do this. I don't think there's a cap on how many times in a row he can do this if he wants to. So you can imagine being on a world record pace, and then Oogie decides to use lock 6 times in a row. Alright. Alright, I think we're almost there now. There we go. That's Oogie Boogie. We've done it.
Oh, he's so upset.
We have beaten Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pumpkin
Yay.
King. That's time. I'll have to go
Hooray.
back and retime that run to see if it is better than my last PB. I don't think it is.
Well, your recording says a flat 2 hours right now.
So, yeah, it actually might be faster. We'll have to check. It's because
Well,
I played
timer
the
stopped
Japanese
going
card.
Oh, yeah, true. So, who's to say?
Alright. So that's it. That's Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, The Pumpkin King. Thank you all so much for tuning in and donating. We can see here is our end cutscene.
In which we scold.
Which Boogie says, Nazeda? Shinjiraren. Kono ore-sama ga makeru nante. He's saying, I can't believe you beat me.
You meddling kids.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah. Oko wa Pumpkin King. Haruin no shimai shiata. However, my favorite of these Japanese text boxes is this one.
Look how mad
Whoa.
Zero is.
Game over da! Where Jack Skellington is telling Oogie Boogie to stop being such a freak all the time. Jakku and Sari.
You gotta stop wiling out, Oogie.
And there's the mayor. His name's in kanji.
So it is.
Because mayor is just a word, so.
Yeah, and not boogie.
Boogie.
Pookie.
Finkurostein. And Doctor.
Professor. Doctor at the end.
Yeah, here's our celebratory end shot.
Yay.
Jack's face kind of looks like Stitch there.
A little bit.
He's looked better, I will say.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the game. All right.
He looks a little squished.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us while we
do have
play
to-
Pumpkin King, and thank you for all your donations.
Yes.
Are there 7 minutes of credits?
There are credits. Yeah. Do we have
Okay,
7 minutes
good.
to fill?
6 minutes now. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can just. That actually means I probably PB'd there, even though I made a lot of mistakes because my old run was kind of bad.
Bathroom's right there.
But it's because I played on the Japanese card.
I don't actually know what you mean by
Personal best. It's a speedrunning.
PB. Oh, PB.
Yes.
That's cool.
Personal pest.
My personal pet.
That's whenever you've got bugs that you love.
Yeah, the credits are in English, even the Japanese version. This is the Japanese card. Stuff is just in English sometimes.
Yeah.
If we had more time to kill, I could show you the mini games you unlock. None of them are very good, but if you and your friends all have Pumpkin King Game Boy Advance carts and a link cable, you can play each other in the mini games. Which
that's
are
cool.
Yeah, the mini games are like they're not really anything special. I think there's one of them that I would say is actually kind of fun. They're all kind of Mario Party-y. So one of them is you have to squish a bunch of skeletons with Oogie's big, horrible squishing contraption. Which you do, of course, by just rolling up, down, left, right continuously. So it's whoever can ruin their thumbs the fastest. Which is very Mario Party.
Chat wants to talk about chocolate during our band.
That's cool. I did not beat the world record on stream.
No, that would be. We'd have so much more time to fill.
Yeah, we'd have
Wither
another
is
half
so
hour
fast.
if we done that. There's a one I actually like, which is the scene from Nightmare Before Christmas where you are making either a bat or a rat into a hat. You see, they sort of go on a conveyor belt, and if it is a bat, you have to push B, and if it is a rat, you have to push A. And it's who can get through the most of these without error.
It's the sushi.
I don't even remember what the third one is. It's not that good. Anyway, yeah, this is a weird little game because Tosei is a, like, really, really prolific developer. Like, you can go look at their pedigree, and they have just a gigantic number of games under their belt, but they're kind of a ghost developer. Like, none of the people who programmed the game or worked on assets for the game are in the credits.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It's all ideation team.
Everybody in the credits is translation or marketing or suits. None of the people who actually made the game are in the credits, which is very weird, but that's just kind of how Tosei goes. They just don't, they're ghosts. Alrighty, that's the end.
Yay!
Do we have any more time to kill, or are we good?
4 minutes.
Alright, let's do some minigames.
Woo!
Do you want to do skeleton squishing? Do you want to do bat versus rat? Or do you want to do what's in the box?
What's in the
Oh my
box?
Yeah, I
Was
think the
that the one you
box,
didn't
but
remember?
Hitori. I'm playing with one person.
skeleton
All right.
squishing is a
So here's how you
close
play this game.
second.
So, D-pad dedo, A button, dekete, B, dekya
Seru?
saseru, yeah. And then otherwise, just know that you have to seikai no hako o minogatsuna.
All right.
All right,
Got
let's do
it.
that.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
Hard to
Oh,
say.
okay.
My Japanese vocabulary is not.
Look at these weird
extraordinarily
little
high.
finger icons.
Game o nanito. Do we want to play in yasai or futsu or muzukashi, which is to say easily?
I was jokingly gonna say, I want to play in winter.
Let's just do normal mode. All right, here's the skull. Keep your eyes on the skull.
All right. Keep
your
my
eyes-
eyes on
alright.
the skull.
All right, it's up there. All right, it's down there. Whoop. Yep. Yep. Oh, I lost it. Oh, I
I
lost
think
it.
bottom
I think
middle.
it's bottom left.
You think bottom? Oh, I didn't pick fast enough.
Oh, Doug was right. Good job, Doug.
Hooray!
All right.
Yeah, this game sucks.
This game. But if you want to see one of the other mini games, I can.
Let's squish some skeletons.
Yeah, let's squish some skeletons. Sure. I actually have as I am playing on a GameCube controller, I have some slight advantage on the skeleton one because I actually have an analog stick, which makes spinning it less horrible on my thumbs.
You could always just do
this is
one of these.
This is the skeleton squisher. That was the Bat Rat game. We gotta squish some skeletons.
Gotta.
Got 2 minutes
Gotta.
to squish skeletons.
I have
All right,
to squish them.
let's squish out some skeletons. We have 2 minutes.
It's like a cereal commercial. Gotta squish my skeleton.
All right, gotta squish. Gotta have my bones.
God. Oh my god, these poor skeletons. Oh, so you just spin it and...
That's it.
Oh, wow.
This is the minigame.
It's a little gruesome, honestly.
They're already
We
dead.
beat the 3 computers. Go us.
You annihilated them.
bad.
They didn't have analog sticks.
No. All right, player 2 has been eliminated.
I want to do this one.
Sure. Go get him. Get him. Get that skeleton. Get him. Yeah.
Got him.
I did it. I desecrated a body.
And then you gotta watch the AI mess up, and then here's the finals. Ready?
Beat him, babe.
He doesn't...
Oh, is
it's
he
not
gonna
like-
make it?
I got it.
Woo!
I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the Hoodrug Press channel.
Today we are pressing some skeletons. That's
They've
it.
been
Yeah,
very
so,
naughty.
I'm gonna Yameru.
Mojo, I don't know if that is an acronym or
Quit.
just a
Yeah,
sound.
stop.
Lort is a character from Zelda's Adventure.
All right, I believe that runs us to the end of our time.
It does.
though.
Does
So
indeed. Thank you for watching.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you for the next game. I don't remember exactly. Whoa, it's a bomb. I was wrong. I don't remember what the next game is, but we should switch over to that. You can cut me at any time now. I'm just gonna be squishing.
It's great to hang out with you guys. Thanks.
What happens if you hit a bat with a rat?
Hello and welcome back to Say Something, You're Live. I'm Mojo. Let's talk Chozo. This ancient civilization disappeared long before the establishment of the Galactic Federation. But how did these avian engineers, with such poorly documented history, captivate such a large part of our hearts and imagination? Let's take to the streets and find out just what you know about the Chozo.
The Chozo? Oh, my wife and I had that when we went to Italy. You know, 20 years ago, it wasn't as developed as it is today, and you could just go and walk into the grape fields where they make all the wine.
Chozo? Them huge bird people? What made all those creepy statues?
But if you go in that area, sort of in the south, right, you can get these local little restaurants that have all the locally sourced ingredients, and that's where you get, you get the Chozo, you get the wine, sometimes you get the cheese, and they have these great desserts. I don't know if they have them over here. I tried to find them in a deli once, but I didn't see them in the local area.
Young man, what do you think of the Chozo?
My mom told me there are helpers like Big Bird from Sesame Street.
It really is remarkable how much we do know about the Chozo, given how long they've been gone. One theory as to their extinction is that it wasn't driven by any technological collapse or calamity, but by their own longevity. See, individual Chozo lived too long to maintain a sustainable population growth. It's a shame, really. Imagine what the galaxy would be like if the Chozo were still engineering.
I don't think they're really extinct. I think they left on purpose. They're still out there somewhere, just not in this galaxy anymore.
Excuse me, what's your impression of the Chozo?
I think they're too tall.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
And if you take a day trip, you can go over to where they make the cheese too, and they got a lot of local restaurants. I don't know if they still have them. They had them when we went.
Oh, those feathery fools aren't gone. They're still out there, just watching. Sneaky jerks.
Excuse me, what do you... What do you think of the Chozo?
I've never heard of them.
Public opinion of the Chozo is ubiquitous, if not unanimous. But one thing is certain, everyone has something to say. I've been Mojo, this has been Say Something You're Live. See you next time.
Do another one.
Okay, let's do.
Also,